Economics is a social science. Economics is considered to be a social science because it looks at the behaviour of humans either as individuals or as part of organisations such as firms and governments, and their use of scarce resources. The methodology that economists use to tackle economics is similar to the methodology used by scientists in natural and other sciences, for example biology. Economists will develop theories and create economic models to explain phenomena, for example how exchange rates are determined. Use simplifying assumptions to limit the number of variables in investigation. Test theories and models against relevant known facts, making use of observation, deduction, graphs, statistics and other tools. Use empirical data to improve and revise their economic models, and use economic models to make predictions. Empirical data is data collected from experiments or real-life observation. However, unlike in natural sciences, economists can't conduct controlled laboratory experiments where only one variable is changed at a time. For example, if an economist examines the impact of price on the demand for cheese, they can't keep consumers' income constant in the real world. Income won't remain constant. To get around this problem, the existence of multiple variables in an economy, economists use the assumption known as ceteris paribus, which is Latin for all other things remain equal. Economists use ceteris paribus when they're looking at the relationship between two factors, for example price and demand. They'll assume that only these two factors change and all other factors, for example income and changes in taste, that would have had an effect on the other variable being considered remain the same. Using ceteris paribus enables economists to develop theories and models and make predictions. Economic decisions might not always make the most economic sense. Because governments deal with real people, you have to keep in mind that the decisions made by individuals, firms or governments will often be based on opinions and judgments. For example, decisions might be based on normative statements, which are people's opinions, moral views and value judgments, for example, the view that people shouldn't live in poverty so wealth should be shared, political judgments, for example, lowering taxes may win votes for a government, short-term positive consequences of a decision, regardless of long-term consequences. For example, reducing taxes may win an election, but it will reduce the government's income and may lead to public spending cuts. There are two kinds of economic statement. Before moving on to more specific things, you'll need to know about the two kinds of statement you can make in economics. The first is a positive statement. Positive statements are objective statements that can be tested by referring to the available evidence. For example, a reduction in income will increase the amount of people shopping in pound shops. With suitable data collected over a period of time, you should be able to tell if the above claim is true or false. Positive statements are important because they can be tested to see whether economic ideas are correct. Normative statements are subjective statements which contain a value judgment. In other words, they're opinions. For example, the use of fossil fuels should be taxed more highly than the use of renewable fuels. It's not possible to say whether the above statement is true or not, only whether you agree or disagree with it. Normative statements are also important because value judgments influence decision-making and government policy. For example, a political party in government may wish to increase taxes for the rich to redistribute income to the poor.